think bigger. That's my message today, and that's what Rich Dad's World stands for. Think bigger. Don't just think about real estate. Don't think about a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. It's about what is money today. In 1971, it became debt and taxes. And so that's why when Dave Ramsey says get out of debt, that's good advice for most people. When Tony Robbins says buy ETFs, that's good for most people because they can't think. They don't have the brain power to think. And to do that really takes financial education. So please study the bigger picture. Get out of the small, dinky little mini pictures. And then you can decide. Okay, so Kim and I are always looking at least I am. I'm always looking at new assets to create. But once we have the assets, then we use the debt to buy real estate, and we pay no taxes. And because we pay no taxes, we buy all the gold, silver, and crypto we want. That's capitalism. The reason that real estate is, in my opinion, the best investment is because if you're good at it, the banks will give you as much money as you want. And the IRS says, thank you very much, you don't have to pay taxes. So when you step back and you look at the big picture, so always remember this. Quantitative easing started when Robert Helms, they always had quantitative easing, but when they started in 2008, it's literally printing money. What the Fed does, it buys US Treasury debt, so the Fed and the Treasury. But it goes back to the basic, not real estate, it's not Bitcoin, it's not stocks or bonds. Question number one is, are you going to be a sheep? Just being told what to do. Buy Bitcoin, buy stocks, invest in the long term in the 401k, which I would never touch.
I think big picture is everything's going to change. That's the only constant is change. And so the key to navigate change, which is uncomfortable for people, is to stay and get educated. We've hit that a lot, but the best investment you can make isn't gold, silver, Bitcoin, or real estate. The best investment you can make is in your own financial education. That's an investment that will serve you for days and weeks and decades to come.
Yeah, this is exactly why we're seeing the news, right? We're seeing China go against cryptocurrencies as they're trying to launch their digital yuan. They're trying to get ahead of the trend.
The concern is if they shift to Fed coin, there's going to be a China coin. But when they go to Fed coin, then we go to hyperinflation. That's Gresham's law. When bad money enters the economy, good money goes into hiding. If they go to Fed coin, gold, silver, Bitcoin become more valuable. But until then, it'll go through its gyrations. So remember this, every time they print money, which is quantitative easing, which happened after 2008, 2009, there was a short burst of inflation. But the inflation only hit the investor class. It didn't help the working class. So today, what you hear is all these people speak about income inequality, but that goes to Rich Dad's rule number one: rich don't work for money. If you have a job, you're getting screwed left, up, one side, down the other. You can't get ahead.
Right. And then America doesn't even know what to do, right? They have no idea how to handle the situation either. And we're seeing countries starting to pilot their own digital currencies, but in a sense, it's still a centralized currency. It's not really going to make a difference of what's happening in the decentralized world. And I think there will be a moment in time where there is a coexisting of the decentralized world and the centralized world, but no one knows how that looks. There's no policy, there's no set of rules that are going to connect the dots. It might end up disconnected, right, forever. We don't know that yet.
That's the mistake you're making. You think it doesn't affect anybody. They'll come after you if you piss enough people off. So let me tell you, I'll tell you what's going to happen right now.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm on talking to your crypto head guys, I buy gold, silver, Bitcoin, and bullets.
Okay, so on the big picture, Robert and Russell, what in the big picture of real estate, the macro picture of real estate, what do you see coming down the road?
Yeah, so I think we've hit on a bunch of it today, but one of the most unique things that's happening, Jeff talked about, so not to get way in the weeds, but the tokenization of real estate, we're very involved with that. But I think big picture is this. Real estate never goes out of style. There's not going to be a technology that eliminates the need for human beings to sleep under a roof or want to have their own place. So real estate is strong, and the fact that you can get loans against it and get great tax benefits, that's the big picture. Every additional dollar that gets printed has to end up somewhere, and a bunch of it will end up in real estate, not just today, but the rent that settles every month. That's a transaction that happens month after month after month, and it's durable. And so big picture is people need, want, and desire real estate. It has intrinsic value that you interact with, unlike an ounce of gold, which I love, but I can't eat it, I can't do much with it. Cryptocurrency, which is amazing, but it has no utility other than the single utility it has. And so real estate, you can live in it, you can rent it out, you can enjoy it. It's going to be here forever because real estate is the world.
The idiots get poor because it'll boom, but inflation of life gets more expensive for the working class. That's the tragedy of idiots going to school being taught by poor people like my poor dad. It's really, really sad what's happening in the world. It is education. We wonder why we have problems. It's an education. So you can sit there and be told what to do, which is invest in a 401k, which I would never do, but maybe you should. And some people say get out of debt. Well, you should, but I like debt. But don't do it without education.